from China. On table one, after 190 matches, we've got 2 players remaining, 1 match. The winner of this match will get the World Snooker Tour card. So if you could please welcome from Ukraine, Michael Larkov, please. All the way from China, Wang Jingbo. And today's referee from Bulgaria is Hristo Inivov from Bulgaria.
WSF 7, first frame, right to are you? Are you 4? Seventeen. Sorry, 24. 1. Touching ball. Yellow. 8. 90. 20. 24. 25. 27. 20. 32. 34.
For those of you listening to Venue 2, I have with me the chairman of World Snooker, the president of the World Snooker Federation, the governor is here, Jason Ferguson. We've just been looking at Michael Larkoff when he's opening frame in his final. We're now looking at Anya Ying, who is at the table, 63-20 in front, up against Bayulu. For all the listeners that are out there, and I can tell you there's a lot when it comes to this game in China, in Hong Kong, also in Thailand. It's great to see this. This is fantastic standard.
It is. We've got two great players here on the women's tour. They're really two of the very best in the world, and they're battling it out. And you know, it's very hard to pick a winner. I think Bayulu has been probably a little bit more consistent in recent years, but Anya, she's improved so much. She scores well these days, and a very consistent player. Got the great Griffiths behind her. Wayne Griffiths, the son of the great Terry Griffiths, of course. So,
a gentleman.
Yeah, an absolute gentleman and a wonderful coach. So, I couldn't pick a winner on this one. It's a tough game.
We were there last year in Morocco, if you remember, and Boyaloo was, I think, 3 up at one stage, and Mink Nucharak came back and played a technically and tactical genius of a match to win it 4-3, and she really broke Boyaloo down into pieces in that game. Unfortunately for Mink, she didn't manage to qualify for the semi-finals. She was knocked out in the quarter-finals. She'll have learned from that.
Yes, of course, and again, you know, the women are playing now a lot of snooker. There's a lot of events now on the women's tour. There are a lot of matches that they're involved in on the main tour, some of the top players, and there's just a lot of activity. What that's doing, it's driving a more consistent play, it's driving the standard up, and it's great to see. And there's a lot more coming in behind as well. We've seen a number of players, particularly in that Asian region. You know, I hear about the volume of players in Thailand now, women players that are playing. So it's these two are leading the light in that area.
Well, it's nice to join you on Table 2. This is the first time we've joined you during these championships, and we're watching two extremely brilliantly talented ladies, and we'll stay with you to the end of the frame here, myself and Jason. Then I'll let him escape because he's got a bit of work to do here this evening. For those people in the vicinity, if you are listening to this, we will have an opening ceremony at 7 p.m. local time, and we'll see how that goes. But at the moment, it's looking like a bit of a mountain to climb for Boyaloo, but you know, she never gives up. She just never gives up.
No, that's right. She's a real battler. And yeah, these first frames are important, Derek, as I know you said earlier. They do give you that chance to settle down and feel comfortable. You know, just getting those first few points on the board, it's really important.
Well, it's just a pleasure to have you. I'm going to keep you for 1 or 2 more minutes, but let's not forget the venue. The hotel has been exceptionally hospitable. The venue is lovely. The rooms are nice. I see you parked your car out in the foyer, that Ferrari, but you'll be taking that away with you. But it is a lovely hotel, isn't it?
It is. We have a fantastic venue here, Marinella Hotel here in Sofia, with our great team at the Bulgarian Snooker Federation assisting us on the ground. It's a wonderful arena. All these tables in a line perfectly, lighting perfect. Of course, the best conditions, Xingpai tables. The cloth, Strachan cloth, number 10. I mean, everything here is actually perfect. And
well, it's a duplicate of what you have on World Snooker.
It is. It's very, very close to sort of ranking event standards. Yeah. And it's what that's doing. Again, it's providing these players who are trying to compete to join the World Snooker Tour. It's providing them with that environment to keep competing. So when they do, jump up, land on the ground at WST. They'll hit the ground running. That's the plan.
Well, you can just see Oni missing there, so the points are adding up. Oh, that was Boyaloo actually that missed, I think, on that occasion. Sorry about that. But it's looking a little bit beyond Boyaloo in this opening frame, but then she will not give up.
40 points in it now, Derek. There's 43 points left on the table, so she's actually back in this frame, but there is work to do.
Yes, she is. She is back in this frame. She's got the ability and the skill set to do it. We all know that. She's a fantastic break builder. But this is tactics. High standard tactics. Another very clever safety shot, looking to just get behind the black. Just a fraction out there, but this won't be easy to escape. Good question for you now. I want to ask you because we've spoken on many occasions about the amateur game. It's not all about it's about the elite players. It's not all about the top international juniors and that. For all the good players that play and all the fantastic young talent we have, there's millions that will never play in the elite area, and I think World Snooker are doing their best to address that.
Yeah, I mean, the sport is actually enormous. There are millions and millions of people playing this game around the world, and that might be somebody that plays once a month down at their local club. It could be somebody that plays serious snooker and at that elite amateur level, but there are an enormous amount of players in the middle that you will never see, and very often you'll turn up to leagues matches somewhere and you'll suddenly see a player making century breaks. You think, wow, where have you been? So they're out there. But the great thing is, and I guess I can relate to that myself, you know, I absolutely love this game, and I think many people do. And, you know, we want to engage that community in snooker, and that's whether that's be people that come to our major events on the World Snooker Tour, or whether that's be people that just go down to the clubs and keep the clubs open. So it is important in sport development terms, which is my main role, is to make sure we're engaging the whole snooker community. So we're many projects, Derek, along those lines.
Good.
So we're quite excited about the future.
I like when people say, isn't it great that he's going to the club? Because once upon a time it was like, you know, frowned upon if you went to a billiard hall. But now, with so much happening in the world and so many crazy things going on, they're safe in a club. They're part of a club. They're part of a community. And, you know, it keeps them off the streets, which is an important thing in this day and age.
Yes, I mean, we want to engage people in the sport, and, you know, a lot of the club schemes are about that. They're about just getting people involved in playing. And it is making a real difference, because there are, you know, gone are the days of smoky halls. We now have family-friendly clubs, which are a very mixed community. We have plenty of leagues, there's plenty of competitions. If you just want to play socially, there's plenty of nice places to go. And we're mapping that worldwide. We're mapping the clubs. On our website, wpbsa.com, you can go in there and just go find a club. It will find all the snooker tables in your area, and you can do the same with coaches. And we're building new IT platforms in order to go one step further with that.
And you just mentioned coaches. They're kind of the forgotten heroes, aren't they, a lot of the time? Maybe the top level coaches, who we all know who they are, the big boys. But you've got the coach that goes down to the club, gives up his time voluntarily, can spend hours with the kids just trying to help them develop. And there's thousands of those guys around. They mightn't be the best players, but they can be super coaches.
Yes, that's right. And I think one of the really encouraging things for me is seeing a number of our professional players actually moving into coaching, whether that be for retirement, after playing. Many of them are now playing and doing a little bit of coaching as well, and that career pathway is really important for those players, because they're passing on the vast knowledge that they've amassed throughout their careers. But anyway, this frame still got a bit left in it.
Yeah, it is. Boyaloo coming back here. What a tough cookie she is, you know. She really is. She never gives up the frame, and you really earn it if you take a frame off this lady. She's a superb example of the potential of the women's game, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she can get by the green here. She's looks to be on it.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great chance if she can, especially with the blue over the pocket.
Yeah, and the other balls. No, but she misses that. She hasn't done much damage with that. It's a shot here, but the blue is protecting the pocket. So I can tell you, for those listening here on table 2, on table 1, Wang Zimbo is flying in the second frame. He leads by 70 points to 0. Just 4 reds remain, so it's going to be 1-1 on table 1. We'll be back there very shortly for the third frame, and we'll stay here on table 2 for the women's WSF final, and we'll see how that progresses. Well, that's a very good shot by the Hong Kong cueist. She's played very carefully. She's had to be patient because she's been sitting down for a while. So that's a tough. Can she get something out of this?
I think she might be able to get through there.
Well, that's outstanding, isn't it?
That.
Not only to pot it, but to go in between the brown and green and give herself the angle for that corner pocket.
That's a terrific shot. It really is.
It's world class. There's nothing that you can't say anything else. It's just world class.
If Boyaloo takes this frame, this is going to hurt early on in this match, because she was in trouble and looked like going one down.
Yeah, it looked done and dusted, Jason. It did, and she looked now to try and pot the green. The balls are in an ideal position, as you said earlier. The blue over the pocket, so that is a huge help. And she continues on the break. She's had the green. Now looking to get the right angle on, even though the blue is over the pocket, looking to get the right angle on it so that she can find an easy pathway to the pink ball. Boyaloo wins this frame, as you said. That is going to be a real kick.
40.
You kind of say to yourself, what do I have to do to beat this lady? You know, she's just a phenomenal player.
Yes.
Well, the brown is potted, the blue is over the pocket. That's dispatched with ease, pink and black, to pinch this opening frame in this WSF Women's Championship final. She gets the pink and now this black ball. Well, this is going to sting. If she gets this will sting. No problem whatsoever. What a comeback in the frame from Boyaloo. She leads by 1 frame to 0. We're going to leave you on table 2 and we're going to say goodbye to Jason. Jason, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in.
Pleasure indeed, Derek.
We only do this once a year, but it's well worth it. And we're not in the fridge this time, which is always good.
We're doing well here.
We're doing okay. Everything's good. Listen, thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Pleasure
nice
to
to have
Derek.
you here,
Thank
mate.
you.
Nice to have you here. We'll talk to you later. Look forward to seeing you at the opening ceremony.
Thank you.
17. 24. 25. 32. 33. 40. 41. 48. Are you 48? 1. are you 1?
1.
29. 36. 37. 44. 45. 45. Wait, are you? Touch break, are you?
So Derek Kiley back with you here on table 2. Michael Larkoff leads by 2-1 in the junior championship final. And looking at the women's final now, the WSF Women's Championship final, Bayaloo leads by 2-0. Just 5 points scored in this frame. It's been a slow start to this frame. A lot of good safety, not a lot of opportunities. Well, that's going to go very close to the pocket. She'll be looking for cover here, will Bayaloo. It's nestled slightly on the cushion. I'm not sure if Anya can get through, but it would be a very good starting red if she could. Your referee for this WSF Women's Championship final is Gulçin Lengerelnan from Turkey. Lengerelnan, I should say. Gulçin been around the main events now for a couple of years. Excellent referee. And I apologise if I got the pronunciation wrong on that. So Anya has an opportunity, dispatch that red beautifully. Now on the black, balls are well spread, opportunities into both corner pockets, and a nice loose red out just above her where she's queuing to there. That red offers another pathway to the corner pocket. Early stages of this match. Certainly taking good time over these, and she has to. And the Anya must have felt in her heart of hearts that she had the opening frame won, and Bayaloo came back and just pinched it on the black. It was a fantastic recovery into the frame, and a good black and a decent red from Anya, because she has the angle here to pot the blue and go in, but it must be the case because she must feel if there's anything available, she would probably not touch the pack here. Well, that's what you call a spread. Excellent shot. Lots of power. So it moves into a 14-5 lead. I will return back to table 2 in a while. Just returning back to the WSF Junior Championship final.
20. 26. 27. 34. 34.
Well, Derek Cody back here on venue 2 of the stream. This was another frame where Anya Ing was well in front, in control, and Bayaloo a spot away back. Just to let you know, on table 1 in the WSF Junior Championship, Michael Larkoff leads by 3 frames to 1. Anya Ing just hitting a very good shot there. Looking at the potting angle is Bayaloo. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. 27 points available and just 4 points between the players. Bayaloo trails by 4. Wow, that was close. That was so close. And that more than likely would have been frame. And Bayaloo just piling on the pressure here. It's another good safety shot. Of course, for you listening on table 2, you're very welcome along to the Hotel Marinella here in Sofia in Bulgaria. Derek Kiley here with you, bringing you through the latter stages of this frame. Well, I think that might be a mistake. And that could be an expensive mistake by Bayaloo. Not like her to leave that type of ball short. On the junior match, they're at the mid-session interval. Anya gets the yellow, but, well, clips the pink. It's unlucky there. It's drove her into the side cushion. If it hadn't touched the pink, she would have been looking at a pot on the green. No, I'm not sure if she will take this on because the white is completely stuck to the cushion. Well, to her credit, she did take it on. I'm just wondering where the green is going to end up. Well, the cue ball is on the cushion, so that's a good thing. And Bayaloo again having a look at the potting angle here because she can use this to get back up towards the brown. But this is I suppose out of 10, this is a 9 in terms of difficulty. And that's a 10 for the pot, because that was not easy, and there's an opportunity here for Boyaloo to go into a 3-frame lead. She's got all the balls available. Well, she's come very short on the blue, but she'll try and put that into the bottom right-hand pocket. She's looking at a difficult shot on the pink here, looking to stun the white and try and pot the blue on the right-hand corner pocket and the pink into the left corner pocket. Uses the butt extension. Well, I suppose to leave herself slightly short on the blue was careless. She's going to try with the rest now. She will stun the white. Beautiful shot. So Boyaloo needs the pink ball to go into a 3-frame lead and just be 1 frame from lifting this WSF Women's Championship title for 2026. Outstanding snooker from Boyaloo. She leads by 3 frames to 0. She's been playing exquisite snooker all the way through here in Sofia. And she leads by 3 frames to 0. So we're ready to get underway with frame 4 in this WSF Women's Championship final. Bayulu, I should say, stands just one frame away from victory. The scoreline is not really reflective of the match. It's been tight at times, very tight. Frames that could have gone either way, but they've gone the way of China's Bayulu. Beautiful weight on the cue ball, good shot. And a tricky one for On Ying. Well, it does very well there, but won't find balk, I don't think. The brown will stop it. And there is a red just to the right of that cluster of pink that should be the target. I don't think it's possible for Bayulu to have a look at a pot here. But she will separate a few balls here. She has to get this cue ball back deep up the table. Hasn't quite achieved that, but it's not too bad. Just rolling over the line into balk. The red that On Ying is looking at is the red that is just outside that pink on the right hand side. It is a very tight line. There's not many other options, and if On Ying was to play that and get the cue ball up behind the yellow, it would put a lot of pressure on Bayulu, but no, she's looking at a different shot completely. Containing safety. Well, that red will go to the right corner pocket if Bayulu feels like taking it on. They're just returning from the mid-session interval in the WSF Junior Championship final on table 1. Michael Larkoff leads by 3 frames to 1. On Ying has to be careful here. These can go wrong. She needs to get plenty pace on that cue ball. Well, she went for it. Went for glory there, and she's left Bayulu with a great opportunity to build up some early points in this WSF Women's Championship final. So no problem with the opening red, and nicely on the black for Bayulu. Well, she's got 3 decent reds to work with. The rest is not so easy. She just held up there. She almost went too far, but she's okay. Still on this red into the left corner pocket. And they've just resumed in the WSF Junior Championship final. I can tell you that Wang Xingbo is breaking off in frame number 5, trading by 3 frames to 1. Well, that's just tried to fall in and stayed out, and that is an uncharacteristic miss from this wonderful Chinese player. Now, On Ying wouldn't have expected Bailu to miss that, and it really almost dropped. It just seemed to hold on at the last second, defying gravity in the pocket. But with that black over the pocket now, it becomes a different type of frame. This is a big shot. He plays it well. Well, that's missed as well. They say the hardest frames to win are the last couple, and in particular the last one you need. Best of 9 here. First to win 5, so still a long way to go in this match. Very well taken. So the ideal start now for the defending world champion. She's got to, very well taken there by On Ying. She's got to apply the pressure. She's got to win all the remaining frames. So no slip-ups. So the break moves on to 9 points, trailing by 8. It's such a hard thing to do when you're trying to come from 3-0 down in a best of 7 match. At the best of times, when you're up against somebody with the quality of Bailu, it's going to take a tremendous fight from On Ying. So On Ying takes the lead, and she has to be positive here. She has to keep this going. Every single point she amasses is crucial. Crucially important for On Ying. a very capable player, very top quality, top class player, and well capable of putting these very important breaks together. But there's no break more important at this moment in time than this one. Okay, we're going to return in a few minutes back to this match. In the meantime, I'm just going to go back to Table 1 to the WSF Junior Championship Final match, and we'll return and keep an eye on this game and see how it unfolds with these two wonderful women players.
Nine. Fourteen. 15. 22. 23. 30. 31. 38.
So Derek Cody back with you on Table 2 as we come to the latter end of this fourth frame. And from trailing early as she has done in quite a few, if not two of these frames at least before this, Boyaloo has put herself into a 30-point lead. 3 reds left on the table. It's getting very, very close to the end of this final. So just 51 points remain, 30-point lead for the current world champion looking to add this WSF Women's Championship title in, Sophia Bulgaria to her long list of achievements and successes, in particular over the last 12 months. Wasn't far away. Bit unlucky with the red, just catching the knuckle of the centre pocket, but she's tied up the black, and that's not good for Onying. The pink is out of commission, the black is out of commission at the moment, and the reds are not in the greatest of spots either. Well, this red is going to travel up the table, but she's got a good cue ball there. It's a very good shot. Boyaloo can't get to the red on the left. Well, she can, but it's difficult. She'll have to use the cushion. Looking straight down the table, the red next to the black, is that hittable from where she is? Well, that's where she's heading. That's a good shot. Just barely past the blue. And it's another good safety shot from Boyaloo. So 30 points the difference. It's another very good safety shot from Onying. Was lucky not to catch the red on the rail there, but has brought the other red up the table, and that changes things, I would imagine. Onying will try and bring that red back into the other half of the table and look to get that cue ball back towards the ball cushion. Well, she's done very well there, very gentle shot, but good positional play again. So she's giving this a lot of attention, is Boyaloo. That's a good shot from Boyaloo. Well, the black is a target here, possibly, to get the cue ball back in behind it, but where's the red going to end up? Well, that's okay. Looks all right. that's a mistake. On Ying, an opportunity here to knock that blue into the centre pocket. The reds aren't great besides that. And the blue I don't think will pot, so looking at the yellow ball here, could actually bring the other red out. That is just above the yellow. And does that well. Needs a bounce, doesn't get as much as she'd like, but it's there. It's a good positive tactical shot from Onying. Fighting at the moment for her championship life. She has to win all the remaining frames. She's trading in this fourth frame, but she's in control now of the table. She's got to make sure of this red. It cannot be missed. Very good shot. Well, she crashed into the black, and that's worked out a treat because she now has the black to the centre pocket. Right back in this frame. Just 16 points. Beg your pardon, 26 points. Little nudge up to yellow didn't hurt. And a very good opportunity with Snooker here.
Hello.
Sit that red with plenty pace, and it's brought it up to the open area. I can tell you that in the junior WSF Junior Championship final, 40 points to 28 in favour of Michael Larkoff, who leads by 3 frames to 1, but Wang Xingbo is in here with a difficult red at the top of the table. Superb escape from Boyulu. Has left the red on. It's one of these do or die reds. She needs it. Does Onying. Just to let people know that are in the area, you're more than welcome to come along and watch some top-class snooker. We've got a whole week ahead of us with the main event starting on Saturday. But at this moment in time, both finals playing simultaneously, and it'll be difficult to call on both frames, but a strong 3-0 lead for Boyulu, and she leads in this frame as well. So, safety option again for On Ying. Had no real choice there, and she's left this out in the open, and straight away Boyaloo has a look at the potting angle into that bottom right corner pocket. Dispatched with absolute perfection. The cue ball is moving, it's rolling, and it just put the brakes on there. So 20 points ahead by Alou, 27 points available. Up off the table as quick as a flash, and knocks in a fantastic green into the centre left pocket. It is just a pleasure to watch this lady at work. $25 ahead, 25 on the table. Boyaloo is just within one or possibly two pots of winning the 2026 WSF Women's Championship. She is certainly a force to be reckoned with. What a fantastic performance by this lady. And she's made up for last year's disappointment. She's come back at the WSF Women's Championship, and she's going to raise the trophy. She is going to win it. And she'll be very happy. The two players shake hands. It's another wonderful victory for this fantastic player, Boyaloo from China. She is the new WSF Women's Champion for 2026. And she has done it in style at this tournament. She's been magnificent throughout. Every match she's played, she's been brilliant. Her group was impeccable. Her knockouts were devastating. And again in the final, not conceding a frame to lift this title. Boyaloo, the top lady at the moment in World Snooker, the current world champion, and now the WSF Women's Champion. She will be presented with her trophy. Our prize this evening at 7 o'clock here in the Hotel Marinella in Sofia in Bulgaria at the opening ceremony, I should say, for the main event coming up over the next week or so. But what a fantastic performance. What a fantastic player. She is the champion for 2026. Boyaloo, your new champion. Congratulations to her. I look forward to her presentation a little later on.